See you later, Richard. So, the reason we wanted to talk to you is about the Abby and Libby case. I want to make sure you understand you're not under arrest or anything like that. And the door here is open. You can leave at any time you want. I'll be glad to give you a ride back or whatever. To the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. No promises or threats have been made to me. No pressure occurs of any kind has been used against me. If you'd be willing to talk with us, or just if you understand your rights, we just need your signature that we covered.
Okay.
This is a formality we take care of whenever we talk to anyone.
We're just going back to the beginning of the case, and we know you had talked to Lieutenant Doolin. We just want to figure out what you saw when you were out there before.
Initially, you had talked to Lieutenant Doolin, and according to Lieutenant Doolin, the information he got from you was that you were on the trail between 1:30 and 3:30. Does it make any sense? Okay. And that you had parked at the old Farm Bureau building. I think that may have been the old welfare office out there.
Well,
and while at the Freedom Bridge, you saw three females and noted that one was taller and had black or brown long hair. This is basically what he had written down. Okay. And maybe you even got some information about your phone or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Can you help us understand what was going on Monday, February the 13th?
I remember it was a fairly warm day, or warmer than normal, so I think I just put a jacket on and went back out to the trails. Usually when we go, we walk down to High Bridge and walk back and walk down the other side and come back. I mean, it wasn't a ritual, but I remember walking down to the bridge. The times, I left my mom's, it was probably around 11:15. So I think I would have been out there, because I didn't do anything else. It would have been around noon, I thought, is when I was out there. Walked down to High Bridge. Always went out just a little ways, not all the way. Went out a little ways and watched the fish. See if I see any fish down there, because I like fishing. Walked back and sit on the, when you turn around and go down the other fork, there's a bench that overlooks, and sat there for a few minutes and walked down walked back out and left.
Okay. Anything else you remember? Where was you parked your car at?
Said there was, the big parking lot wasn't there at the time, right?
Oh, you mean which one?
Where the bridge is at, I don't think it was there. So there's if you went over behind, there's a back road that went up, and there was a bridge, not the main bridge. There was a smaller bridge where you could park there, or you could park over on the other side. And I remember I didn't park over there where it's a farmer's entrance or something. I remember I didn't park there because I had told him something about, there were a couple of vehicles there when I left, so I had parked somewhere, either parked over on the bridge side, or there used to be a little building there. I could have parked there. There was a trail until they got the whole thing done.
Okay.
when you're talking about the bridge, just so I'm clear, you're talking about that big blue bridge, the Freedom Bridge or whatever that goes over the highway.
Well, that's the big blue bridge, but before that was there was a, if you're going out of town, you take the road that I think is where the park is. It winds off this way, and there's a road. First road you come, well, I don't know if it's the first road, but there's a road that takes off to the right, and there's houses, and then just kind of turns into a lane. And there's a small bridge up there. Before, I mean, I think it's still there. If you were like a one, okay, so if you come out one lane.
Which way do you think you would travel to get to this building that particular day? Do you remember?
Just that way it loops around.
Okay.
I don't know the names of the roads or anything. I mean, I can show you where I drove, but it just, on the way, the road that goes out, it's basically the same way that you get to this one, except, no, it's further up, and you go down, and it like comes down and goes around somewhere and comes over on the other side.
Okay. You gave an account to the officer who talked to you. And do you remember how that was prompted, how that...
He came down, we talked, he looked at my phone, took my phone information, and I think got some, we took the battery out and everything, he got information off of us. So. And I told him that when I was approaching the trailhead, I guess is what I'd call it, there was 3 girls walking off the trail, and I just remember it looking like one of them was probably watching, not babysitting, but watching the other 2 because they looked a little younger. And they looked very similar. I don't know if they were sisters or whatever, but the other one didn't necessarily. But I remember seeing them walking off the trailhead.
How far out to the bridge did you go that day?
The way I always know is there's one of those platform things that stick off the side, and I usually, years past, like 9, 10, between 6 and 10 probably, I've actually been across the high bridge back when it was in a little bit better shape, but somewhere in there, 8, 9, 10, somewhere it started getting pretty rugged and stopped going across it. But for the most part, I didn't go past that one whatever the thing is that sticks out. I'd go out there and kind of look. Like I said, fisherman, I'd look and see if I see any fish or anything, and then I went back the other way.
So if you were parked there, and correct me if I say anything.
The bridge?
Over here, in that building, I'm sorry. So if you're parked there, how did you get on the trail? Where did you walk?
One point you either walk down the road, but then at one point they had a trail there. Not a trail, I wouldn't even call it a trail. They had a gravel path that led to the new thing that they were doing. I call it the trailhead. When they started doing all that, there was a trail that would, I think it ran along the road. They had put in a gravel path in, and you would park there. So you either parked over there or you parked there and walked down the gravel path. And the path head over to like where the trailhead thing is. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't know that we ever parked at that little building, whatever it was, until they laid that gravel path to it. And I think we thought that was a new, I guess, designated parking area, and that's when we parked there once in a while. We'd still park over here once in a while. It just depended on which, and like I said, there was time.
So that car that was in your garage, would that have been what you drove out there that day?
Oh my God. Let me think here. It would have either been that one or our gray Ford 500. We kind of switched vehicles back and forth. It's kind of because I've oftentimes worked further away from home. And when I was working in Peru, prior to that, I'd had a little red Ford Focus. And our trucks we get our truck at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So on truck day, I'd be driving over to Peru at like 3 o'clock in the morning. That's why I don't know which. It was either the gray or the black one that day. It could have been the black one, could have been the gray one.
What were you wearing that day? I mean, you said you put on a jacket. You put on a jacket and
blue jeans, and I'm sure I put on a jacket because I think it was still fairly cool that day. I don't think it was super warm. I would have put on a jacket. I don't know.
Remember what kind of jacket
Probably
you had
jeans.
then? I mean,
I've had Carhartt jackets over the years.
color is your jacket?
The one was blue, the one was black. Probably back then it would have been a black one.
Anything else you maybe headgear or anything like that? Wasn't that warm? Wasn't that cold either?
I always kept a hat in my coat, so it would have been a, what do you call them, skull cap, or just not a big fluffy hat, but a small hat.